Hey, what's going on, guys? It's MaxMax24, and it is Friday, which is time for another weekly game. Before we get into that, please let us know to drop a like, comment, subscribe to the friends, all the jazz, all the fun stuff us YouTubers tell you guys to do. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I open most on Twitter, tons on Facebook, barely ever on Instagram. Follow me on all those places, subscribe to me here. And with that, let's get into this week's news. So, this week's a doozy. I picked a good week to come back to Weekly Gamer, I think. Alright, I do think I did, because this is a doozy. So we're just gonna jump right into it. So first off, Halo Infinite has been delayed till 2021. That's right, the big Xbox Series X launch title has been delayed till 2021. Alright, that's not good for Xbox. That's good for gamers, because the longer a game takes, usually the better, unless they get second development hell. But usually delays are good, usually. So hopefully this will make Halo Infinite a better game overall. But it does put Xbox in a really bad spot for launch, because if the Halo Infinite is delayed, the Xbox Series X doesn't have a big launch title. So that's going to hurt them in the long run, I hope. I'm sad about that, right? Because I want both the Xbox and PlayStation to succeed, but this is a big blow to Xbox, so I'm hoping this doesn't hurt them very much, alright? I hope. So go buy an Xbox, okay? Now the big news of the week. This happened in the last 24 hours. Epic Games, everyone's favorite company, the ones who created Fortnite, are suing both Apple and Google. That's right. Epic Games is picking a fight with two giant tech companies. So the story goes like this. Epic was unhappy with the percentage that Apple and Google are taking from all the in-app purchases. From all those V-Bucks you're buying, Apple and Google take 30% of that. 30% of the in-app purchases. Epic was not happy about that. They weren't. So what they did is, in a new update, is they introduced a way that you can directly buy from Epic instead, and they are 20% cheaper. So normally a $10 V-Buck thing is like $8. So $2 cheaper, and you buy it through Epic. Instead of through Apple or Google, it's through Epic. Now, in retaliation, Apple removed Fortnite from the App Store because that violated the terms of service. They did not get that approved, and that is having transactions through Epic instead of through Apple, and Apple's App Store is kind of like a closed circuit. So you gotta play along, otherwise you get the boot. So Epic was not happy with Fortnite being removed from the App Store, of course, because that would really suck. Now, if you're on iPhone, you can still play Fortnite, you just cannot download it. And you can still play it as much as you want, but you just can't. You can still buy V-Bucks, you just can't download it. That's the problem. You can't download the game. Alright? And the new season will not be on it, because you can't get an update if it's not on the App Store. So Epic was not happy about that. So in-game, they released a parody of Apple's 1984 ad with it had a giant apple, and a Fortnite guy's throwing a hammer at it and it breaks. And then they ended it by saying, free Fortnite, hashtag free Fortnite, and they announced they were suing Apple. That's a big move to sue Apple, because Apple's not a company you want to mess around with. Okay, they got a lot of money, all right. They're a little scummy, I agree, but they got a lot of money behind them, so that's gonna be a tough one. Now, Epic is claiming that Apple is seeking to control markets, block competition, and stifle innovation. Those are some big claims, all right. It's going to be hard to prove all of them, but those are some big claims. Epic is coming out punching. And then after that, Google removed Fortnite from the Google Play Store. So Epic sued them also. Alright? Google said that they violated their terms of service too. Now for Google, Epic is claiming that Google is abandoning their idealistic roots and broke the promise of the open ecosystem of Android. Now you can still download Fortnite on Android. You just can't do it through the Google Play Store. So this is a lot of news to unpack here and process, alright? Epic Games is mad at both Apple and Google because of the in-app purchases, the amount of percentage they take. So they introduced a way that you buy it from them and it's cheaper. In return, Apple and Google were not happy about that, so they removed Fortnite. And then in turn, Epic sued both Google and Apple. So this is a lot to take in, a lot to deal with, alright? I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to take probably years for this to even, anything to happen about this. So if you're on iOS, I'm sorry, you can't play Fortnite, alright? I'm sorry, don't cry. And if you're on Google phones, you can't download it from Google Play Store, alright? You gotta go get it from online or something. So I'm sorry about that. It's going to take years. Okay, they're a bunch of multi-billion-dollar companies. All right, in Apple's case, like $1 trillion, and so it's going to be a lot of fighting back and forth. It's going to be dumb. It's going to be boring. It's just going to be a lot of spitting in each other's faces, a lot of screaming matches. That's going to happen. All right, nothing's really going to happen until later, if anything does. All right, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, in other Apple news, again, Apple has been showing up a lot. Apple has banned XCloud and Game Pass from iOS. All right, they were testing it on iOS, but XCloud and Game Pass they're out. Not on iOS. Go away. Bye bye. That's a problem. All right, because XCloud is gonna let you play your Xbox games on your phone, tablet, things like that, computer. So it's a really cool feature. But Apple doesn't want it. Apple is not allowed to review each game individually, so that was the problem. Okay, they cannot review each game individually on Game Pass, so they don't like that. Now, they are apparently the only platform denying this ability, this xCloud Game Passing. One of the only platforms denying it, because Android has it. So it's a little, because at the same time, Apple has the Apple Arcade, which is you pay a certain amount of money and you get a bunch of games. Well, Xbox Game Pass is that you pay a certain amount of money and you get a bunch of games. So, might be a little anti-competition thing going on there. Microsoft claims that Apple applies more lenient rules to non-gaming apps than they do to gaming apps. So, that's also Apple, something's going on with you guys. You're being sued by Epic, and then you're in the bad side with Microsoft. You're getting Microsoft a little pissy. So, you need to calm down a little bit. All right. Now let's get into some better news, some good news, some happy, cheery news. All right, Rocksteady is making a Suicide Squad game. That's right, the people behind the Arkham series, one of the best superhero game series ever. If you can count Batman as superhero, he's not really a superhero; it's more like a vigilante. But that's a whole conversation altogether. They are making a Suicide Squad game. They announced it with a little picture that looked kind of like a Superman with like crosshairs that said Suicide Squad on it. Maybe it was Bizarro. I don't know. It was some Superman looking thing, or maybe Bizarro. But we are going to learn more about it at the DC Fandom on August 22nd. So it's a 24-hour live stream thing. So go check it out. August 22nd. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna get game trailers. We're gonna get video game trailers. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. So go check it out. And it may be a Suicide Squad versus Justice League game. So that's gonna be interesting. Hopefully it's better than the first Suicide Squad movie. So Last of Us Part 2 received an update that makes the game a lot harder. So if you are in for punishment, well, you're gonna get that punishment. All right. It added a permadeath mode and a grounded difficulty. Now, the grounded difficulty was in the first one, so if you played the grounded difficulty, you know what the grounded difficulty is going to be. Now, the permadeath mode, it's exactly what it says. You're going to die. Okay, it's permadeath. If you die, you die. Okay, and I died a lot while playing the game, so I'm just not even going to attempt it because it's not going to do well. And they added 2 trophies with that. They added a permadeath trophy and a grounded difficulty trophy. So if you finish the game in both those modes, you get trophies. Now they are not required to get the platinum trophy. They're separate, so that's cool. And if you like to punish yourself, then those are there for you. They also added a bunch of graphic modifiers and game modifiers to the game that you can enable, disable, like unlimited ammo, weird graphic settings, all this stuff, if you want to. Okay, those are it's fun little things to play with. So when you're doing your game over again, you can mess around with all that stuff. So I really enjoyed The Last of Us Part 2. I thought it was one of the best games in a little while, one of the best PlayStation 4 exclusives. So that's just me. I'm going to go mess around with some of these things. Not the grounded or permadeath mode, but I'm going to mess around with the graphics modifiers and game modifiers next time I play it. And finally, the Xbox Series X release date may have been leaked, all right? It's official that it's coming out in November. The launch window's November, apparently. November. That's like around Thanksgiving and stuff, But the actual day has not been announced yet. But it might have been leaked. So there's a lot going on, a lot of little leaks coming out, right? There was a controller that may have a release date on it, and there's a warranty for these controllers that people looked into that apparently the warranty expires November 5th, 2021, and Microsoft warranties last for about a year from release. So that would mean a November 5th, 2020 release date or November 6th, 2020 release date. So that's a little interesting. All right, and Yakuza, there's I think it was a Yakuza game. It said it was going to come out like November 13th, but then that was like a bad listing that got taken away, and then Microsoft said that Yakuza is going to be a launch title, so like November 13th. So somewhere around November. We know it's somewhere around November. All right, November 5th, 6th, or 13th. So be ready for that. We got a little bit of waiting to do, but that's still fine. And the Xbox Series S is a rumored console that's going to be lower spec. We might be getting an announcement soon about that. So be ready for all that. I hope you enjoyed. This week was a lot. It was a lot of hand, a lot of suing, and some game stuff, but mostly suing. All right, mostly a lot of fighting between the tech companies. I mean, we're all stuck in quarantine, so all the companies are bored. They want to fight each other. Okay, they want to fight each other. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do drop a like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends. All that fun stuff. Us YouTubers tell you guys to do. Follow me on social media: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I open most on Twitter, sometimes on Facebook, barely ever on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook, subscribe to me here. And with that, I hope to see you in the next video.